What is up, my friends? Today we are talking the Evercade Retro Handheld. I'm going to explain to you why I think it's a total waste of money, and I have several no-brainer alternatives to share with you right after this.
Boingity-bop, flippity-flop.
So, a little over a month ago, I watched a couple of YouTubers cover the Evercade Retro Handheld, and they were claiming to have all exclusive access, to this console.
Very excited. Only 3 of them been sent to YouTubers for review, and I'm one of those people, so
what they're basically saying is Evercade gave them the console for them to review on their channel, and they get to keep the console for free. So of course, when you have a YouTuber doing a review on something they got for free, or doing a review on something they were paid for, so how can you trust any YouTuber that's basically doing an infomercial on their channel? So that's what I'm here for. I'm here to share my thoughts on this Evercade, and I mean, pretty much plain and simple, it's just a waste of money. And let's get into this. I just took a peek on Amazon, and as of now, you can pre-order the Evercade. In the United States, it's coming out this May 22nd, 2020. And for $100, $100, you can get the retro handheld console. It supports 8-bit, 16-bit games. It has HDMI connectivity to your TV. Upscaled graphics to H3 4.3 screen, supports saving and loading your games, yada yada yada, like every other handheld can do that. What you'll get for this for $100 is you'll get a Atari compilation of games, a Data East collection, and an Interplay collection. Games like, Adventure, Atari 2600 stuff, Alien Brigade, Asteroid, Centipede, Bomber, Crystal Castles, Missile Command, the same Atari compilations you've been buying on your, for the last 30, 40 years. If I have to live through it, see another Atari compilation on another console, I mean, give me a friggin' break. So here we go again, the Evercade will have Atari games, and, there's going to be a bunch of other libraries coming out for about, in the US, they're going for about $20 a cartridge, or if you want to call them cartridges, they're SD cards. Come on. Looks like there's going to be about 10 different cartridges that's going to be released with the console. They're going for about $20 each, and they're basically, old school retro gaming compilations. $100. So let's hit up some key points that this YouTuber talks about. His name is The Retro Future. I also saw another video by RGT85, and after seeing the Retro Futures video and RGT85's video, I swore to myself that I will make a video with my impressions on this retro handheld. And I remember writing a comment on RGT85's video, and a couple of people wrote back and said they're subscribing because they want to see me make a video on it. So I don't know if you guys are still around, if you guys subscribe, here you go. I told you I'd do it.
this is not one of your cheap Chinese knockoff consoles claiming to emulate absolutely everything and then executing it really poorly. This is a very polished, high quality console.
Cheap Chinese ripoff? Where do you think the components for that Evercade console came from? Where do you think the components for 90% of what you see around your house, where do you think they come from? China. Your cell phone? China. Components in here? China. Your car? China. Everything. My friggin' Apple laptop. Chinese components. Is it cheap? Is it a cheap Chinese made? I paid $2,000 for this, so I guess it's cheap because components are coming from China. Give me a break, guy. China. Cheap. I'll show you something that's cheap. I got this retro handheld right here. I paid $25 for it. It's the same components that are in this friggin' $100 Evercade, and this thing has 168 games built in here. I did a review on this like a year ago. This thing's phenomenal. It can do everything this little Evercade does. It plugs into the TV. It's got a rechargeable battery. You can even hook up controllers to it, hook up your headphones, and you don't have to carry any cartridges. $25. Half the games that are coming out for this Evercade you can find on this stupid thing for $25. I've had this thing for a year. It's no cheaper than that Evercade. Same crap. And this thing's, I've had it for a year, it's still working. Really pisses me off. Ooh, wow, I'm so jealous. You could play Double Dragon on your Evercade. Don't worry, got that covered. Been there, done that, a long time ago.
This is a proper polished console, which is not something that we look at that often. It's a very high quality plastic. I do worry that everything's going to get a little bit scratched because it's a plastic top there. That is definitely plastic.
He mentions that the screen is plastic, but then calls everything else, you know, cheap Chinese knockoffs, right? Plastic too, right? But I'll tell you one thing that's not plastic. My 3DS or my freaking PSP, no plastic there. And you can probably get a used 3DS or used PSP for around the same price as this Evercade, and you know, you can tap into one of these consoles. You know, Nintendo, the 3DS has the virtual console on there with, I mean, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of video games to buy. You know, a couple bucks a piece, anywhere from $3, $4 to, you know, $40. PSP as well, you know, the PlayStation Store. And I've even seen YouTube videos where, you know, guys can untap, you know, hook up emulators to this thing and have unlimited access on the go. I mean, come on. You're gonna pay $100 for this? Or, you know, if you're a Super NES guy, got the Superboy, put a friggin' a Chinese compilation cartridge in there, on the go, you get to take 100 games with you. And this thing hooks up to your TV too, controllers. I mean, there's so many options for, to go retro handheld that, I mean, to spend $100 on the Evercade, I mean, I don't know. If you're a collector, this is nostalgic to you, I say go ahead and buy it. But for everyone else that just into video gaming, I mean, most of these games, especially like the Atari stuff that's been around for 40 years, I mean, your attention span for these type of games, you know, 5 minutes, you're gonna play for 5 minutes and put it down. I mean, come on, let's be honest. I mean, how often do we dig up these old friggin' 2600 games and actually play them for hours on end? I mean, you're gonna buy this thing and it's gonna go on the friggin' shelf after a short while. I mean, even speaking of shelf, like, I paid $35 for this little arcade unit. It's amazing. It's a Sega Genesis emulator. It's got over 100, let me see, 100 and something games on here. Oh, I had to plug it in. The battery was dead on it because I actually use this thing still. Thing's a lot of fun. I mean, there's so many options for handheld retro gaming, and I just wanted to share my thoughts with you guys. I'll leave a link for this guy's video. This YouTuber, his name is The Retro Future. I'll leave a link to his video if you want to watch his. If you want to watch his full infomercial, it's about 10 minutes. 10 minutes and it's about 10 minutes and 50 seconds. So yeah, the Evercade retro handheld. Share my thoughts with you on that. I don't know. You let me know in the comment section below. Tell me what you think about the Evercade handheld. You buying it? You gonna pre-order it? Let me know in the comments below. And I appreciate you all for watching. Until next time, my friends. I'll see you guys later. Peace.
And then a big D-pad, which does look like it's going to be spongy, but you definitely get definitive sort of button directional pressing there, which is really, really nice.